Hello boys and girls, and welcome back to Art This Week. We are learning about the artist Vasily Kandinsky, and he does a lot of different patterns and designs, and from that video we watched, we saw that the colors that he created from the music were big circles and big bubbles. So we are going to create our own circles and our own bubbles. So I have all these different circle shapes that are different sizes. So I have this tape roll that is bigger than this lid. And then I have this little canister that is a little bit smaller than that. And I even have one that's even smaller than that. So you can kind of tell that that's a little bit smaller. We might just use those three though. So we are going to use these different objects to create our artwork today. We're going to use lots of different colors, and I have this black paper and I have all these different color papers. If you don't have all these different colors, you are welcome to color in your own pieces of paper with a marker or a crayon to create your own colors. I also have a glue stick, some scissors, and a pencil that I'm going to be using to trace these circles. So I'm going to start out by getting a piece of paper, and I'm going to move these over to the side. And what I want to do is take my biggest circle and place it on my purple paper. You can use any color you want. I just picked purple, and I'm going to trace around the shape of this big circle with my pencil. I'm going to pull it up, and I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut out my biggest circle. And I'm going to go around, and notice I'm turning my paper to cut it out as best as I can. We're just trying our best as we cut. It's okay if the paper goes on top and around. But I'm making sure I'm being safe. I'm only cutting if there's a grown-up with me. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it to the side, and I have my circle that I created, and it's really big. So I'm going to go ahead and use my glue stick, and I want to make sure that I lift the glue stick, twist it up just enough so that I can see just a little bit of it peeking out. And I'm going to rub. Need a little bit more. I don't want to use too much because then it'll break off that glue. And I'm going to place it down. So I have one big purple circle. Then I'm going to take a different color, and I'm going to take my smaller lid. So see how you will still see the purple around it? So I want to make sure that my next lid is smaller. Place it on that next color paper. Take my pencil and trace around. I'm holding with one hand and I'm tracing with the other as best as I can. It's okay if we make a mistake. Tracing around that, lifting that up, and then I'm going to use my scissors to cut as best as I can around that green circle, turning my paper. And if it's hard to cut, we can always cut this part off, and that'll make it a little easier to get to the rest of that color and cutting it out. And there we go. I'm going to put that paper to the side, and I have my green circle that I've cut out. I'm going to get my glue stick, rub. Glue on that circle, place it down, try our best to place it in the middle. And it's okay if your circle isn't perfect. See how I have these little notches in the circle? That's okay. We're trying our best. And now I'm going to take my smallest circle, and I want this circle to be blue. So I'm going to take my blue paper, place the circle on top, hold it with one hand, trace around it with the other hand. This one's a little harder because it's a little smaller. And then I'm going to cut it out, and I might cut a square first and then cut it out. It's a little easier to cut at that point. Tracing around with my scissors, cutting around my pencil line as best as I can. It's okay if I make a mistake, it means I'm trying. There we go. So now I have my smallest circle. And I'm going to put my glue on it, and I'm going to glue it down. And see, you can see all those different colors, just like the bubbles that they created with the music when they played each instrument. We had the purple color that was played, the blue color that was played, and the green color that was played. I'm going to do this to all 3 of the other corners of my paper. So I'm going to go ahead and speed it up and show you all 3 corners. As I'm cutting, I'm making sure I'm being very safe. I am cutting the biggest circle first, then the second biggest next, and finally the last smallest one. If your circles overlap on top of the other circles, that is okay. So don't worry if they're touching the top circles. You want to make sure that each corner has a circle in it. All right, boys and girls, and that is it. We created some circles just like Vasily Kandinsky did in our video when he played the musical instruments, and lots of different circles and bubbles came out. We have lots of different colors in our circles, and they stack on top of each other. I hope that you enjoyed creating this project. I can't wait to see what you create. We'll see you next time. Bye.